friend, it's Amanda here from Fun Hands-On Learning. In today's video, I'm going to show you 4 hands-on activities that you can do with children who are just learning to read. So these activities are great to use with children who already know their alphabet letters and they know their alphabet sounds, but they're ready to move on into putting those sounds together and reading. So I would say these activities are geared towards kindergarten students, but if you have a pre-K student who's ready to read, these would be great to use with those students. Or if you have first grade students who really need some intervention or just some extra practice before they are reading, you could use these with those students as well. So I'm going to be using these activities with actually a special needs child. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Amanda. I have 8 children. They're all boys. And 2 of my children have special needs. So one of them has Down syndrome and one of them has autism. I'm going to be using these activities with my son who has Down syndrome. He is ready to start reading, but not quite there yet. He is 6 years old, and so he's more on the pre-K or early kindergarten level. So I would say that these activities would be great for students who are ready to read but haven't made the leap yet, and you want to get them over the hump and you want to get them sounding out words. All right, so I actually have 8 activities laid out here, but in this particular video, I'm only going to show you 4 of them. So this is going to be a 2-part video. I'm going to show you 4 of them in this video, and then my next video, I'm going to show you the other 3 activities. Okay, so you're going to have to stay tuned for when I get the second video edited and posted, and then you can see the last 3 activities that I have. Now, I am a former teacher, so I taught kindergarten and first grade for 10 years. So a lot of these skills and activities that I show you in my videos, I have also learned just from being in the classroom for so many years prior to me now homeschooling for the last 8 years, going on 9 years. So if you are ready to jump into these activities with me, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, this is activity number 1. And what I wanted to show you first is that we are going to be using the letters from this Melissa and Doug puzzle. Now, we love to just do puzzles like this, just the way they are. So my students love taking the letters and they'll put them in the puzzle and we talk about them. And that's a lot of the way we actually learn our alphabet, is through puzzles and through all of the hands-on activities that I create. So I'm sure my kids are going to enjoy putting the letters in and out of this puzzle. But for this particular activity, what you need is just some letters. It could be magnetic letters, any kind of hands-on letters that you might have in your stash or in your classroom or at home somewhere. And for me, it's going to be these puzzle letters. So let me get all of these letters put in this puzzle, and then I'm going to show you how we are going to use them. Okay, now that I am all set up with my letters in my puzzle, this activity, I have 2 different sets of cards here. These are clip cards that I'm sure you've seen before. And what you do with clip cards is you have clips. So these are like clothespin clips, and students mark their answer, by hooking on the clothespin clip. Now, these particular cards work on letter blends. So what you want to do when you have early readers is, once they know their letter sounds, you want them to start putting those sounds together. So these cards help with that. What these cards do is they have pictures here, and the pictures represent a consonant and a vowel pair. So here is milk. So the consonant and vowel pair for milk would be M-I. Here's wagon. So the consonant and vowel pattern for wagon would be W-A. So basically it's the first letter and then the vowel that blend together. So what you want the students to do is to look at the picture and say, wagon. What do you hear at the beginning of wagon. And they're going to hear the W, of course, because they know their alphabet letter sounds. Because again, you're working with students who already know their alphabet letter sounds. But then they're starting to blend together the vowel sounds. So you want to definitely be working also with students who are very well versed in their vowels, okay? So once they're well versed in all their alphabet, and then they're also extremely well versed in the vowel sounds, you want to move on to blending them together. So for this particular one, you're going to say wagon, and you're going to have them repeat you, or if they're doing it on their own, you want to tell them to say the word over and over again. And then they're going to look at their choices here. I hear wah. So I know that A says ah. So we're going to clip onto WA for wagon. Now, the next step I'm also going to have my students do is, because I pulled out this puzzle, then they're going to make the letter sound. So they're going to pull out wah for wagon, okay? So this is my plan to use with my kiddos. Now these cards come from the second unit, of my Phonics for Reading curriculum. I will leave links below in the description box of this video on YouTube, so you can get any of the activities that you see here. So never fret, there will always be links in the description box. But basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on blending those consonant and vowel pairs, okay? So this is our next step after we've learned our alphabet to getting ourselves reading, is to being able to blend the beginning sounds of words. Okay, so let's go on then, and I will show you one more of this particular set of cards. Let's try one without an A. So I tried to include cards that had all the different vowel sounds represented. So this one is sa, sock. All right, so we know sa is S-O, and then again, they're going to use their letters, and on their tray, they're going to make S-O for sa, okay? They can make the sound. Now, if your student is ready to make the whole word, then you can go ahead and have them make the whole word. Okay, so I also have another set of cards here that also work on the same skill. Now these I have a mega phonics activity card set on my website that I made years ago. So this is actually an older set than this set is. And but they work on the same skill, okay, as you can see, but some of the pictures are different, so I wanted to have options. Now what I did also do is I went through all the cards and I pulled out just the cards that I thought my students would be particularly familiar with. So this is a picture of Dig, but I wasn't sure if he would particularly be familiar with this picture, so I just left that one out and I pulled out the ones that I knew he could do. And then if he does a really good job with this set, I'll start pulling in harder ones that he might not particularly know, okay? So just an FYI in case you want to differentiate it and make it perfect for your student. Okay, so if you're working in a small group or with a specific student, if you're doing some intervention work, it's just a good strategy to always go through your activities first and pull out exactly what they need. So again, it's just going to be the same thing. He's going to clip on to saw for sun, and then he's going to make saw for sun, okay? All right, now this is actually a good one that he could probably also figure out what the last letter is in sun, because it's a CVC word. So he might be able to just go ahead and put the whole word together for that one, but not all of them. All right, let's move on to the next activity. Okay, activity number 2 is going to be done with this sensory bin. Okay, so if you've been following my channel, I started making activities for my students to use in a sensory bin. And this is the third activity that I have created recently, and it is called Short Vowel Match. And again, we are blending consonant and vowels at the beginning sounds of words to get reading. So this one has a pirate theme, and it comes with 2 mats, so you could do it twice. You can do it with this mat here, and then you could do it with this mat here. I wanted to provide some different options. Now what I did in my sensory bin is I have some sand, and then I just threw in some little pom-poms to make it, I don't know, just give a little texture into this sensory bin so that the kids could play with them. This activity also comes with these cards. These have the beginning blends on them, and they are attached to, or I attach them to craft sticks. And all I do is I put a little piece of tape on the back and I attach it to the cards. Now the cards are laminated, so I run them through my machine and I laminate them. And then they are cut out and they are now attached to the craft sticks. So let me show you how you're actually going to do this activity. So on the mat here that you can see, it has pictures. Let me hold it up here. So the pictures all have, you know, like there's a pig and a bed and a sun, and they have to find the one, as they're playing in their sensory bin, they have to find the one that matches, or the card that matches the blend, and then they're going to blend it together. So let's pick this one. All right, we are going to blend this. So if the students picked this card, they would have to blend ha, ha, ha. And then they're going to look on their mat here and figure out which picture starts with ha, ha. And hopefully they would find the hat. And then the last step, I'm going to give them some Play-Doh. And what you have the students do, let me grab a little bit out, is they roll it in a ball. They put the ball of Play-Doh on their treasure here because it's a pirate treasure. And they are going to stick their card inside, and now they have matched it up. So now I have ha, and it's sitting on my mat here with my hat. Then they're going to go again. They're going to be looking around in their sensory bin. They're going to pick another one. Let's do, all right, so this one is, if you can see that, P-I for pig, right? Okay, so they are going to, again, make a little ball with their Play-Doh. That way their treasure can stand up right here with pig. And they're just going to keep on going until they have matched up all of their cards and they've stood them all on the correct place on their mat. So I love doing this. The kids love doing this because they can match them up. They can use their fine motor skills. They can play in a sensory bin. It's just super, super fun. So this is actually the newest activity that I've added to my sensory bin activity bundle. I, again, will leave a link below to it and to the whole bundle if you're interested in getting that. And then the other mat is exactly the same as far as you do the exact same thing. It just has different pictures. And then there are a second set of cards that match this one for them to do. You do not actually have to do this in a sensory bin, by the way. If you want to just have the cards off to the side and then have the kids pick a card and use their Play-Doh to put it on the mat, they could totally do that. And also, even if you don't have Play-Doh or craft sticks, you could just have them take the card itself and match it up. So if it wasn't on a craft stick, I could match it up to whichever one it matched, and they would just set it on top of the pictures. Okay, so there's multiple ways you can use this, even if you don't have all of the supplies. If you just have the activity, just have them match up the cards, and it works the same way. The most important thing is that they are saying the sounds and they are blending them together, and they're able to find the picture that matches. Okay, activity number 3 uses these cards from my Phonics for Reading curriculum. And what the students are going to be doing is they're going to be finding the vowel, the missing vowel in these words. Now, again, we're working on blending. So if your child needs a little bit of help, you can have them say the picture name over and over again. So in the corner of each of these cards is the picture that they're trying to find the missing vowel for. Okay, so if you can see this, in the corner it has a picture of a hen. So you want to say ha, ha, hen. What vowel do you hear in hen? And you can even emphasize that vowel like I just did when I said it. I said hen. And then have them find the vowel that goes in the middle, and they would just place it in. So I am using some magnetic letters. These are jumbo magnetic letters. They fit really well in these boxes, but you can use smaller ones too if you want. I also like to have the students, since these letters are really big, sometimes we practice our fine motor skills by tracing. We'll put a line down and a bump up around to make an H, and we'll do the same thing. So sometimes we will also use dry erase markers to trace them and make the letters, and that's fun too. But that's not exactly my purpose for this particular activity because I'm just working on sounds. So anyways, that's what they would do for this. Next one is bed, so it's another E. I tried to mix it up and take out a couple that had different vowels. This one is hot, so they would be finding the missing O. Alright, let's go on. Okay, the last activity I'm going to show in this video, activity number 4, is a roll and read activity. Now this is an oldie but a goodie. That's what I call them if they're activities that I've made years and years ago, but we still enjoy using them. And this activity is from my first set of roll and read phonics. I just made this many years ago, so all I did was write down what level this was. So this is roll and read phonics level A. I will leave links below to this level. There's also level B. And what it is basically the first one, you just practice your letter sounds, and then you can get into it further and you can practice actually the blends. So let me show you with just the letter sounds how easy this is. Okay, so you need a die, and what I did is I got a die that didn't have the dots, it just has the numbers. And the reason I did this is so that I could bring a little bit of math into this activity. So I always love cross-curricular activities where you can combine math and reading together, or science and math, or whatever, or bring history into your reading. I love to do that. So this is one of those times where I'm going to bring a little math into it. And what I mean by that is what the students do is they have to roll the die. And so I just rolled the die and I got a 3. So I'm going to find the die here that has 3 dots. So they're counting, right? They have to find the one that has 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the one that has 3. Now you can do this activity with a regular die, and they would just have to find the die that looks like it that has the 3 dots. But if I use a die like this that has the numbers, then I'm using math because I have to be able to count. All right, so they count, they find the one that has 3, and what the reading component is they are going to read these letters, but instead of saying the letters, if they already know the letter names, they're going to say the sounds. So for this one, they're going to say wa, k, d, a, eh. If they do it all correctly, then they have made their way to reach the pet. They've reached the, in this case, it's a bird. Hopefully you can see this. So what I'm going to have them do is I'm going to have them use these little manipulatives I have. These are pom-poms that I have attached magnets to. We love to use these on cookie trays because they stick to the cookie tray, but I'm currently just using a regular tray that's not magnetic, and it's fine too. Because I have the magnet on there, it will sit flat, and I'm just going to have them use it to cover up the pet that they reached. That way we know which ones we have already done. So if they roll that number again, we'll say we already did that one. Let's go on to another one. You could also have students who just want to redo them over and over again, and that's fine too. But we're going to just do each of them, and we're going to try to roll until we're able to read all of them. So let's see. Now I rolled a 6, so they'd have to count and find the one that had 6. And then they're going to read b, y, j, o, k. And they're going to cover up their dog. Now, if you are working with a really young student who you want to have them say their letter names because they don't know the names yet, then you could do that. So you could just have them say B, Y, J, L, K. All right, so you could do that. Now, for this video, what I want to show you is what I'm going to be doing. We are kind of past saying the letter sounds, so we are ready to move on the different letter blends that I've been showing you. So the consonant and vowel blends, so that he's starting to blend words together to read. This particular page has a dog theme, so he's got to reach the dog. So each page has different themes. Like this one has bugs, and this one here has fish. I don't know if you can see that. This one's a little bit further on once they're reading CVC words. Let's see, this one has flowers. They have to reach the flower. This one had toys. So yeah, just different themes here. So this one is reaching the dog. So I'm going to roll and just show you. We do it exactly the same as I've been showing you. So I rolled a 2. So you find the one that has 2, and then he's going to read ma, ah, ma, ma, ah, ma, ma, I, mi. I'm going to move you in a little bit closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Ma, ah, ma, m, ma. So make sure he is sounding them out, he or she is sounding them out, and they are reading the whole blend. And then I like to have them say the blend. So it's sounding it out, it's blending it together, and then it's saying the whole blend. So sounding it out, ma, you're saying the two sounds separately. Then you're blending it, ma, and then you're saying the whole blend quickly, like as if you're reading it, ma. All right, so if they can do all of that and they can say their sounds, then they get to cover up the puppy. They have reached their puppy. Okay, and so we'll keep doing it just like so. I rolled a 2 again, so I would roll again. Let's see, a 3, na, na, ni, na, na. And I'm gonna cover up my puppy. All right, guys, you get the idea. Okay, so that is the last activity. Oh, one other thing I thought we could do with this, I totally forgot, is I took out some letters, of course, and these are our letter blocks. We love using these because they have capitals on one side and they have the lowercase letters on the other side. So you can get these kind of blocks in all sorts of toys. I believe this was from a Melissa and Doug set that you could string on strings. No, this came in a Melissa and Doug set that was on I think it was on a truck actually. Now I can't remember, but there are holes in it, so I know it came with something where you stack them. I also have a set of these that just come on a little baby toy cart, and yeah, you can get sets of letter blocks anywhere when you're looking for baby toys and things like that. But I love to use them for older kids too in our activities. So what I thought we could do is we could, I could take random blends on here and have him put them together. So I could say, can you look at, looking at the page, can you find pa like pan? Find pa for pan. If he can find it, then he can also use his letters to make it. So he's gonna make pa, and I would probably have him use the lowercase letters to do so, okay? All right, good job. Let's see if you can find ma for mom. Ma for mom. Hopefully he would find M-O, and then we would make mom. All right, so you get the idea. Just another way to use this activity. All right, that is the last activity I'm going to show in this video. In my next video, I'm going to show you 3 more of these type of activities that you can do for early reading skills. I hope this was fun for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have other ideas that fun activities that you do with your students to teach early reading skills, I would love to hear them below. Sometimes you just need to get your kids doing something hands-on to get their mind flowing, and then it just clicks and they all of a sudden start reading. I mean, it is amazing. Once you show them how to blend the sounds together, they can easily start reading simple words like cat and fun and bug and run and hat. I mean, it's just amazing how they'll start putting those CVC sounds together, those consonant, vowel, consonant sounds together. Once you have shown them how they can just blend a consonant and a vowel together, it really is amazing, and I think you will enjoy teaching your child or your children in your classroom how to read. All right, we will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye.